Avid learners with a naturally sensitive nature, the INFJ is capable of learning just about anything they put their minds to. Yet, with the tendency to live life based on emotions, certain learning styles and environments seem to be much more beneficial than others for this introspective type. So, which factors work to help or harm the INFJ when it comes to learning something new? Welcome, or welcome back, Psycho. Before we get into the video, have you liked and subscribed to our channel? Go ahead, we'll wait for you. Be sure to click the notification bell while you're there so you never miss a video. Alright, let's get right into it, starting with number 1, topics that involve emotion are easier absorbed. The first and most important thing for all INFJs to know when it comes to their learning style can be found in the way they approach most things in life, through their emotional compass. INFJs are attracted to learning more about topics that involve emotion and feelings in some shape or form. So while some INFJs may be good at things like mathematics and geography, they are usually better off taking the route towards something that involves human connection and helping humanity, where they can also use their empathetic abilities. This intuitive personality type requires a form of deeper passion and yearning behind the topics in order for them to stay focused and interested, because they put their whole effort into learning about something new. So, although they have the ability to learn about uninvolved topics, most INFJs have a better learning experience when they can put their heart and brain to work in conjunction. Number 2. Context, context, context. INFJs prefer a highly conceptual, theoretical learning style. This empathetic personality type not only prefers emotional topics, but they also use this empathy to try to relate to everyday topics with some type of human connection in order to properly understand it. There's no point in giving random facts to the INFJ to remember without giving them a chance to try and relate how those facts fit into the world around them. They need to know why, how, and where this information is relevant in day-to-day life. For example, if an INFJ is learning about past wars throughout history, they may have a disinterest in remembering dates and times of events, but will remember how and why the events took place because they can imagine it happening from the perspective of the people involved. This gives the INFJ an advantage when it comes to recalling information they've learned, because it allows them to remember through feeling rather than short-term memory. Number 3. They like structure but dislike repetitive tasks. When it comes to learning and many other areas of life, the INFJ enjoys having clear and concise structure but does not like the same routine day in and day out. They prefer being given a well-detailed expectation of the overall learning goals and then the freedom to do it at their own pace, accompanied with only their own ideas. So instead of someone breathing over their shoulder ensuring that they are helping every step of the way, INFJs rather make the necessary mistakes on their own clock, and then learn from them as a result. Repetitive learning styles can also take this creativity and independence from the INFJ's imaginative mind, leaving their perfectionism to focus on completing their learning tasks, rather than actually properly absorbing information. This is also a main contributing factor to the INFJ's preference for writing assignments and solo projects in school. Number 4. Easily adjustable to different expectations. INFJs are extremely adaptive in almost any situation in life. By using their exactic feeling function, they are able to sense the mood of a room or group of people and adjust their energies in order to fit in and make others feel comfortable. But how does this function help in an academic context? Well, this auxiliary function acts as a supporting factor in the INFJ's introverted intuition, ultimately giving them a drive to express their ideas and insights in a clear, compassionate and concise way that others can understand. Therefore, although an INFJ is usually best when working alone, they have the ability to easily communicate their project ideas to people on their team, and also be able to easily understand others in return. Aside from teamwork, this function also allows for an INFJ to easily adjust to the expectations or different learning environments and tactics. Whether it's books, podcasts, lectures, documentaries, solo research, or real-life scenarios, the INFJ can adjust their focus and retain the lessons from the sources. Of course, when it comes to the environment, they require calm and quiet surroundings to focus to the best of their abilities. But the flexible INFJ is able to adjust and thrive in whatever learning situation they find themselves in. Number 5. They need alone time to properly focus. If you're an INFJ, you know firsthand that alone time is like liquid gold. With introverted intuition as their most dominant function and learning process, the independent learning INFJ requires time to sit with the information they're taking in order to ruminate over it and work out how to conceptually fit it into their lives and mind. Yet, due to the INFJ's extroverted sensing function that relies on using their senses to continuously pick up on information around them, a busy learning environment can be the death of an INFJ's focus. When an INFJ is surrounded by outer stimuli, it's impossible for them to focus at their fullest capacity, making it difficult to retain and integrate the information being provided. Unfortunately, this type of solitary learning is generally unheard of in Western learning environments. Therefore, INFJs usually have to take extra care to reiterate information being taught on their own time. Number 6. They can memorize, but rather actually understand. Now, it's not to say that INFJs aren't capable of memorization learning tactics, but the amount of retained information through memorizing is considerably less in comparison to true understanding for this introspective personality type. In fact, most INFJs are able to create unique analogies, acronyms, and rhymes to help them memorize things in an efficient fashion when needed. However, similar to an INFJ's need to put new information into context, they'd much rather understand all perspective of a topic rather than take the information presented for what it is. This means that INFJs may feel it necessary to do their own research surrounding a newly learned topic in order to answer all the curiosities the topic has ensued in them. Therefore, since memorization is such a large part of the generalized schooling learning style, INFJs may find testing difficult, but they usually walk away with a deeper understanding of the topic than the majority of others. And number 7, they may procrastinate. The perfectionist nature may make INFJs seem like the perfect student, but ironically, this perfectionism usually comes with a host of procrastination and sometimes even self-sabotage that isn't apparent from the outside looking in. This procrastination and self-sabotage is directly related to the INFJ's fear of failure. They put so much pressure on themselves to get the projects and assignments completed in the most efficient manner that the self-set high expectations end up putting a strain on their overall drive to complete it. The deep focus on the minute details add a whole new layer of pressure that ultimately causes an INFJ to stall and hold themselves back with the questioning fear of wondering if they can really get the project done with the quality they have envisioned. Even though most INFJs are familiar with this tendency and are aware that they can do anything they set their minds to, they so want to perfect every detail in the moment that it makes it difficult to change habits. This is why they can hesitate and end up dealing with the tasks at the very last minute, when they've reached the point they have no choice but to complete the task. Well, that's it for today, Psychos. If you're an INFJ, comment down below your biggest struggle when it comes to learning something new. Plus, don't forget to leave us a like, share this video with your friends, and also subscribe to our channel for more Psycho videos.